Hey there, and welcome to the Profitable Entrepreneur Podcast with your host, Ann Keeney. And this is the podcast where we help six-figure coaches, VAs, and entrepreneurs all around the world scale their sales, break free from the one-to-one hustle, and skyrocket their profits online. Because we believe that the best business is a profitable one, and real CEOs make money, not coffee. So rise up, join the revolution, and let's get down to business. All right, welcome back to another podcast episode. Today, I want to talk about the 3 qualities of a happy, wealthy entrepreneur. And I think this is really an important conversation to be having, especially today in the online space and with all the different new amazing talent who are here sharing this space with us. A lot has changed over the past year, no doubt about it. And a lot of this is really wreaking some havoc on people's energy and on their confidence and on their marketing and their focus every day. And I think it is really important to just bring business back to the basics of what is really required in order to have success consistently, sustainably in your business, regardless of what platform is out there, what algorithm is happening or changing, how the environment or the economy is adjusting and changing. We want to know that we can have that consistency in our business, right? And so much of it comes down to what I'm going to talk about today, and not so much of what a lot of entrepreneurs are focusing on each day in their business. So I want to talk about the 3 qualities that really make up a happy, wealthy entrepreneur. An entrepreneur who is not only able to generate the sales, the success, the growth, the audience that he or she wants to in her business, but is also enjoying the process, happy, fulfilled, enjoying the journey. Right? I think that is equally as important as the results, is that you feel really good getting those results. And this is something I'm constantly inside of my programs with my clients, bringing it back to. How do you feel about that, right? Like, how do you feel about that strategy, or how do you feel about that goal or that outcome or that experience? And I believe truly that how you feel in your business really represents your results, right? Because how you feel is going to dictate how you show up, what you say in your content, the energy you have, and the confidence and belief system that you have around your conversations with people. Everything you do online is an expression of how you feel, right? Whether it's content, a live video, an email, it doesn't make a difference. It all comes back to how you're feeling and thinking. And so I think it is important that you're not just getting results and checking those boxes. You should also enjoy the journey and feel really good doing it. So let's dive into the 3 qualities that really make up a happy, healthy entrepreneur. And then what I want to do is give you guys 3 little action steps to take away from today's session, where you can go ahead and go off and execute and implement. Because as you know, as a business owner, as an adult, we know that in order to get results, we need to do the work. We have to roll our sleeves up, and we have to get in there, and we have to take action. So I'm not just going to give you some tips today, but I'm also going to give you a couple action steps. So the first quality is patience. And I know this is one that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, as I did for many years. It's very hard to be patient when you might feel like you've been at this a while, you've been doing a lot of things, and it kind of feels like things are just taking a long time, or maybe not going to even happen. And so patience, can be hard to have, especially if you're a newer entrepreneur and you have an urgency around money. This can be, another thing. And this is why I tell my newer entrepreneurs to find an opportunity for yourself where you can generate some side revenue or cash or sales, some money that's good, that can be reinvested back into your business, or that can cover your, living expenses while you build your business, right? I don't think it makes sense to have $0 and, try to build a business and be spending out money you don't have. I think it makes sense to if you have to get a side job, get a side job. If you need to do some, freelance work, do some freelance work. If you just need to sell something really quick, then do that. Do whatever you have to do so that you can have patience in your business, because it takes time. One of the biggest things that I talk about with my clients around this is we don't just get something just because we want it, right? You don't just receive clients because you want clients. We don't just make more money because we want to make more money. We have to train. We have to do the work, right? Success takes time. It requires patience because things don't just happen overnight, and nothing worth having is going to come fast, easy, or overnight, right? So there's this idea of like, yes, you have to have some patience and understand that you're not going to, reach all your goals or even maybe any of your goals in just a few weeks in your business. It's just not going to happen, typically, right? You can have some success, but you're not just going to get there in just a few weeks of being a brand new entrepreneur. It takes time. And so I think that the first thing is really looking at, being really patient with, and this doesn't mean that success has to take a long time. It just means that it's not going to happen overnight. You have to do the work. If you think about an athlete, if you think about anybody who's super, super successful in their life, in their business, in their career, if you think about anyone, it's like, how long did they have to work to get there? How much, did they have to go through? How much did they have to sacrifice? How many times did they fail and fall and make a mistake to get where they are today? You have to understand that takes time, right? You have to train. A lot of entrepreneurs that we talked to today, they started their business in just a short time ago, and they're already checking out, stressing out, and taking themselves out of the game and freaking out because they're not seeing all kinds of results yet. And it's like, we're only the first quarter into the year, right, at the time of recording this. And so even right now, if you look at your goals and you feel like, I haven't really met my goals yet, I'm going to tell you 90 days is not even enough time to do that. You haven't even been doing it long enough. So if you haven't been doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over for 90 days straight, you haven't even done it long enough yet to get the result. So keep going, right? You have to understand it requires that patience. Okay. Building a business takes time. This is not a fast, you're playing the long game, right? I tell all my clients all the time, when you start your own business, you are playing the long game. There's a lot that goes into running a successful business that can continue to create results over and over and over. It takes time, right? You can have a great month and then you can have several months of being very stagnant. So again, business takes time to have that sustainability. So number one is the patience. The second thing is consistency. And this is the problem. People get so impatient that they start dabbling. They start getting shiny object syndrome. They start bouncing all over the place. They change this and they change that, and they switch this up and switch that. And the problem with this is that people buy from experts. They don't buy from amateurs. They buy from people who look like they have their shit together. They buy from people who look like they know what they're doing. They buy from people that they feel like they know, like, and trust because you've been so consistent and in their space, saying, doing the same things over and over and over and over again. And that is why they buy from you. They don't buy from you because one day you had some inspiration and created some good content and then you disappeared for a month. People buy from experts. We buy from brands that we know, like, and trust, and that we feel know what they're doing and talking about, right? So you really have to look at how you're showing up. You have to look at how you're really showing up, your demeanor, your energy, your consistency in the messaging, your offer, your marketing, your niche, all of it, your strategy, everything. If you're just doing things randomly or you're switching it up every other week because you're not seeing the results already, this is going to be your forever journey. You are not going to have a different outcome or experience until that changes. And this is part of that patience of like, you've got to do something long enough. We just said even 90 days is not long enough. So you have to do the same thing over and over and over. Say, do, and sell. Talk about all the same things over and over and over and over for a minimum of 90 days straight. And if you're not doing that, then no one has seen or heard you talk about the same thing enough times for them to even take an action. Okay. So you have to just remember that when you think about Gucci, people buy from Gucci because they know, like, and trust the brand. Gucci's very consistent. They're very stable. They're very convicted to what they do. They're very behind it, right? We trust it. We know, like, and trust the brand. And that's why we pay so much for the quality, because they believe it and we believe it, and they stand behind it no matter who can afford it or not. Right. And so what you need to be doing is really thinking about, being consistent in the strategies you're using, the messaging you're putting out there, the clarity, your niche, your target market, your offers. You have to remain consistent. You need to build a brand, right? You need to build something that people can start to learn about and start to know, like, and trust, so that there's that brand there. There's that consistency where people are starting to say, oh, okay, I know this person for this, right? I know, like, and trust this person. And so it's really, really, really critical that you're not switching things up every other day, because that lack of consistency makes it look like you are an amateur, like you're desperate and don't know what you're doing. People don't buy from people who look sloppy, messy, and confused, right? We don't buy from people or brands that we don't feel like we know, like, or trust, or that look like they don't have their shit together, right? Okay. The third thing is resilience. And this is probably one of the biggest things. Entrepreneurs come in today and they're like, I want it perfect. I want everything to be so perfect. I want everything to be set up. I don't want to have any failure. I don't want to have any tech issues. I don't want to have any troubles. I just want everything to just go perfect and smooth. And unfortunately, that is never going to be the case. No matter how long or short you've been in business, that's never, ever, ever going to be the case. And in fact, I always tell my clients that you should embrace failure, because if you're not failing, you're not doing anything outside of comfortable. You're not growing, you're not advancing, you're not learning, you're not trying if you are not failing. So in order for you to experience success, you have to fail. In order for you to experience triumph, you have to struggle. In order for you to experience good, you got to experience some bad, right? It's like, how do you know, a good apple from a bad apple? How do you know a good guy from a bad guy? How do you know, a good client from a bad client? Well, you have to experience both. And so failure is going to happen. And there's no way around it. You're not going to be able to skip that. You're not going to be able to cut a corner. There's no handouts here, right? You're going to experience failure. People are going to judge you. They're going to disagree with you. You are going to make mistakes all along the way at every stage of your business. And you're going to have to get uncomfortable and vulnerable. And you will at times feel like you're talking to yourself, or like things maybe aren't working, or maybe they're taking like forever. But if you check out and give up every single time those things happen, you're always failing and you're always starting over. You have to start embracing failure. You have to stand behind your brand and your value, no matter who second guesses you, doubts you, or disagrees with you. You have to be able to have tough skin, because you will be judged. People will disagree. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to like what you say. Some people are going to go through your programs and say, oh my God, this sucked. It's awful. I want all my money back. You've got to be resilient. You've got to have tough skin. You can't take everything so personal. And so this is a muscle. This is definitely not going to happen overnight. This is something you have to build, but you need to go into your business. And if you're already in your business, you need to start understanding this now. You have to have resilience. You're not here to people please. You're not here to be perfect. You're not here to help every person. You're not here to solve every problem. You're not here to answer every single question. You're not here to be right about everything. You are here to literally share a message you believe in, to solve a problem that you're an expert at, and that is it. That is your only job. Nothing else is any of your business. It's not your business who likes it, who can afford it, who can't, who thinks this or thinks that, who doubts you or disagrees with you or whatever. None of that is any of your business. You have a job to do. When you signed up to be an entrepreneur, you signed up for all of this. Failure, judgment, criticism, struggle, trials, triumphs, all of it. You signed up for that. You have a job to serve people. You have a job to show up with your message every day, even when it feels not like no one is listening to you. You have a job to show up. You have a job to keep going, even when it feels like it's not working and nobody is responding, right? No one's showing up for you. You keep showing up. You have a duty. Right? Your job as an entrepreneur is to solve problems. And by the way, solving problems is selling. So your job is to show up, provide value, and offer solutions to people who want their problem solved and want the problem that you solve. That's it. That is it. Your job is not to make stories about people, about what they can or can't afford, or what they might like or what they don't. And your job's not to people please. You are here to solve people's problems in the area of your expertise. There's nothing more, nothing less to it. That is sales in a nutshell. And so we have to understand that with that, is going to come things that also are uncomfortable, that don't feel amazing, that are, less desirable, that we prefer maybe don't happen, but they're going to. And so you have to have resilience. You need to have something that you are more committed to. Like, you need a mission that's bigger than the fear. You need a mission that's bigger than just the money, because money takes time, okay, to happen. And the fear is going to be there. And if you get paralyzed by fear or failure or whatever, and then you don't move in your business, which means you stall your success and you start back at the beginning again. And some of you have been doing that for years, starting over. You're in the same place you were 3 years ago. And that is because these things right here. So I want to give you guys a couple quick action steps as we wrap up. Number one, I want you to get clear on what lights you up, and I want you to focus on that only. So it's like, I want you guys to think big. I always challenge my clients, and even the humans in our free group. We're always inspiring you guys and encouraging you to think bigger. Like, you have to think beyond the bills that need to be paid today or the thing that you want today. You have to be looking at the bigger picture of what you're doing, because in the truth of it all, you are playing the long game. However, you also need to niche down and kind of go small a little bit. And I'm not saying niche down like I can only help this one person with this one thing. My target market has to have blue eyes and brown hair. I don't care about that stuff. What I'm saying is you need to get good at talking about who you are, what you do, and why anyone should care. Okay? That is what I mean by niche down. Get good at talking about who you are, what you do, and why should anybody else care. That is your ticket to more sales, because that's the only thing people are buying. They don't care, if you work with clients who live in Africa or have brown hair or blue eyes or whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you know how to talk to your people in a way where they can see that you have the solution they want, they can recognize it, and they're actively already looking for that. Part of like 90% of the people in our audience are not generating more sales faster because they're focused on strategy and tactic, and they have no idea how to sell. They have no idea how to talk about who they are, what they do, and why anybody else should care. So that is going to be the very first step. I would X all the other stuff and get clear on that if that is something you're not yet able to do. The second thing is you need to have a mission that's bigger than money and bigger than your fears. If every single time something goes wrong or not the way you want it, or you have a fear, or you fail, or you get stressed out, or you get tired, or you're frustrated, or whatever it is, if every time that happens, you check out of your business and you slow down and stop doing what you're doing, you are failing and starting right back at square one again. The goal is that you keep going. Now, that doesn't mean things aren't going to come up and happen. It means you need to get good at getting through those things faster. I always tell my clients, stop trying to focus on eliminating all of your problems, right? Tony Robbins has an awesome saying that your biggest problem is you think you shouldn't have one. Let me say that again. This is Tony Robbins. That your biggest problem is that you think you shouldn't have one. You're going to have problems. The goal is, how do you respond to them, and how quickly do you respond so that you don't slow down your momentum and have to start over again. Okay, so this is going to be one of the most biggest important things. And in order to do that, your mission cannot be to make money. Your mission cannot be to make money. You need a mission bigger, and you need a mission that means something to you more than those fears and those things that are going to come up, those problems. Okay. So the third thing is set yourself up for success by keeping things simple. If you guys don't know me and you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. You're in for a hell of a ride. But let me just tell you something, that one of the biggest things we are all about is sustainable businesses and success alongside simplification. We love the most simple things. We don't complicate with technology and automation and funnels and this and that and content. We keep things super simple. So one of the things you can do for your sanity and your success is to just keep things simple. Don't get attached, right? Don't get attached to other people's decisions, yes or no, to work with you, or yet, your price is too high, or I'd love to work with you, but I can't afford it, or, I'm just not into what you do, or I'm in your group and I'm not engaging. Stop getting attached and making stories around other people's decisions. That's none of your business, and you're focusing on the wrong things. The other thing too is you need to show up, serve, and just solve a problem. That's literally what you're doing. If every day all you did was get up and make your main focus to connect with humans, okay? All humans, not just people you think are your clients, all humans, and you open your money channels to allow opportunity in every single conversation, in every connection that you have, you all would be making way more money without ever even selling. The problem is you're getting too attached and you're looking at every person you connect with and every person you see as a lead and as either they are a client or they aren't. And the problem is you're missing a lot of collaboration opportunities there. You're missing a lot of opportunity to continue to grow your reach, to grow your audience, to grow your sales. All of it, because you're boxing yourself in that every single lead must, or every human must be a lead. Every lead you come in contact with must be a client or not. And that's part of the problem. You need to release this attachment and you need to just focus on, I have a job every day. Show up, provide value, and connect with people. My job is to solve a specific problem, and that's it. Nothing else is any of your business. And this is how you can keep things simple. Stop looking for strategy. Stop looking for tactics. Stop chasing shiny strategies and object syndrome. Stop having, dabbling in this and that. Stop creating funnels. Stop setting up webinars and courses and, automation. Stop designing websites and creating Canva images. Stop creating 300 pieces of content. Show up, provide value, and connect with hundreds of humans every single day. That's your job. Connect with hundreds of humans every day. In our programs, we actually have our clients or their sales team focus on connecting with a minimum of 100 people per day. That sounds like a lot to you, and that's because you don't understand how to do it. And that's because you don't understand what that means. But in all reality, that is nothing. 100 people for a business is in the online space where we have billions, with a B, billions and billions of humans on Facebook alone. There's no excuse that you can't connect with 100 people a day out of 4 billion plus people that are at your fingertips for free. The problem is you're focusing on the wrong things, and this is why success is taking so long. This is why it feels hard and heavy. So what I want you to do is keep things simple. Show up every day and make it your job, your duty, to connect with hundreds of amazing humans every day, client or no client, and show up, provide value. Have all your money channels wide open, so opportunity is coming from any and all places. Don't box yourself in and make restrictions. And this is how you're going to grow your business. This is how you're going to generate more clients, more sales, more opportunity, more visibility, which is number one key. People need to know you exist. They don't know you exist if you're not getting in these conversations and connecting with people and collaborating. Then nobody even knows who you are. So these are the things. All right, guys, I hope this was super helpful. Listen, if you want more of this, this is what we do all day, every single day inside our free Facebook group. We are doing live videos on this. My team comes in and talks about this. I do a weekly live show around this stuff. We have some awesome free resources over there just that are exclusive for people inside our Facebook group. We have an amazing, amazing opportunity over there for all you guys to continue to learn all of these things around being visible and growing your audience organically and really building lifelong relationships so that you have that sustainable success no matter what. Definitely come and listen to the end of this if you want to go ahead and join us over there in that free Facebook group. We'd love to have you and connect with you, learn more about you, help you grow and scale your business this year. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, not so fast. As a valued listener of the Profitable Entrepreneur podcast, we want to help you simplify the scale and revolutionize your income and your impact online. Not just here in these weekly sessions, but every day of the week and every week of the year. We have an amazing free Facebook group with other successful, high-achieving, and profitable CEOs who are creating financial and time freedom for their families. They're breaking free from the one-to-one hustle, and they're making a real income and impact. If this is an experience that you want to have and you want to be part of a real online community where you can connect, collaborate, co-create, scale your online coaching business, and receive uncommonly exceptional weekly live trainings from me, then head over to Facebook right now, search for Simplify the Scale. Join us over there in the Facebook group, and my team and I will be watching and waiting to welcome you and get you started on creating your next six figures. I cannot wait to connect with you.